So make your financial plan like this. I'm going to read a lot, so I have the laptop with me. Uh, Welcome to subramani.com. I've always insisted that people should make a financial plan. Believe me, I'm not saying you need to go to a financial planner, but you need to make your own financial plan. I'll give you a link below. This is an old article, 2010, when I wrote it. Yes, it is 2010. And it is about saying how to make your financial plan. So obviously the dates you will have to change. This was made in 2010, not in 2020. So you have to advance all the dates by 10 years. That's about all. But largely, conceptually, this is how you make your financial plan. So start making it, and then let's go ahead and see how to handle it later on. So first of all, go and make that investment. Just waiting at home saying I'll do it tomorrow, I'll procrastinate, there is COVID, this problem, मेरा KYC नहीं हुआ है. This is all nonsense. It's time you got off your backside and went and made your first investment. It's screaming, and there are enough delay calculators, so go and see that. So let's start at the very beginning. First, start thinking in terms of blocks of 5 years. Where do you want to be 5 years from now? What do you want to do 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe 35 years from now, and that will be retirement, right? So start thinking in those types of blocks rather than just in terms of goals, which could be marriage and children and job and retirement, etc., right? So don't push yourself to do that much, but start thinking in blocks of 5 years. So maybe in 5 years you want to buy a clinic if you're a doctor. Maybe you want to buy a house if you were if you're planning to buy a house in one of the cities, and could be any of those things. Could be even marriage if you're 25 and unmarried and you want to get married at 29, 30. These are all decisions which are going to impact the future of your financial life as much as it is going to affect your regular life. And it has a lot of marriage has definitely got a lot of financial implications, right? One more person who has had a completely different financial upbringing is the person you're bringing into the house, and she may think very differently from you do. It's nothing right or wrong. She may think it's okay to buy a 3,000 rupee shoe, whereas you may balk at the idea of 3,000. And believe me, shoes are available with one more zero attached to it, right? You can buy a 30,000 rupee shoe, you can buy a 50,000 rupee shoe. So question is, each person is different. So therefore, any of these events which are going to happen is going to have an impact. So when you think of all those things which you want to achieve, those are your goals largely. Then think of what are the impediments there can be to it, what are the roadblocks to it. What happens if you fall ill? What happens if you die? Is there somebody else who also is part of this dream? Are your parents dependent on you, right? You need to answer all those questions. If your parents are dependent on you, it means you need insurance. If your parents are not dependent on you, you may still go and buy term insurance because it is cheaper to buy it at the age of 21, 22 instead of buying it at the age of 32, 33, right? So, so assess that, see what are the impediments to it. Not getting educated properly is a big impediment. So if you're just 18 and you're doing this kind of an exercise, yeah, so good academics is a very important thing. Or something very good which will put money in your pocket. For Sachin Tendulkar, it was cricket. For Virat Kohli, it is cricket. For Kareena Kapoor, it is films, right? So find something which will put money in your pocket. Normally for people, it is education, because in these arts it requires tremendous amount of risk reward ratio. So many of us may not be wanting to take that kind of risk. Rewards may be high, but the risk is too high, so we all feel that or it may just not suit you, right? So go and set your goals and then say, okay, now these are my goals by time horizon, right? So 2021, these are my goals. 2025, these are my goals. 2023, these are my goals, right? I would actually encourage you to write down goals on a yearly basis at least. So 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5-year blocks. But in that 5-year blocks, I'll have every year I will know what I'm going to do. At least I will plan that this is what I want to do. It could be repaying home loans, it could be repaying not just home loans, it could be repaying education loans. Then the question is, should you prepay the educational loan or should you invest, right? These are questions which you will have to tackle at a later stage, but right now make a time horizon of all your goals. Let me just give you an example. There is this couple called Kathy and John. She was an MBA in finance and he is a doctor. They got married last year, and she owns 500,000 in educational loans. He has just started his practice. He has got a student loan of 8 lakhs. She makes about 8 lakhs a year and he makes about 2 lakhs. He's a doctor who is just about starting out, right? They live in a rented house. John has started his practice after quitting his job in a big hospital. He wants to buy a clinic before he wants to buy a house, right, in which to stay. Obviously, doctors are known more from the clinic location. People say, हाँ वो doctor वहाँ है. They may not remember your name, but they'll remember your location. So the location is very important. So he had decided that he will first commit to a clinic and then later on he will commit to a house. So these are the way they have set in the goals. So pay off school MBA loans worth at least 100,000 in the year 2021. Pay off the credit card balance. They had a credit card loan of about 6,000 rupees, and that they said instead of paying it every year, we will just pay it off in one shot and save a lot of interest. The third was to contribute 50,000 to a mutual fund SIP. Goals for 2012 included paying off 3 lakhs of the student loan, because Kathy felt this will be possible because some of her national savings certificates are maturing and she will be use all that cash proceeds to pay off her student loan. This always makes sense because your student loan is ultimately a loan and at a higher rate than at which you keep your money in the savings bank account. So John is supposed to start a SIP for buying his clinic. So maybe he starts with an SIP of 5,000 rupees. Then when he realizes he is comfortable, he can make it 10 or 20,000 and decide that by 2025 the clinic will be a reality, right? So whether it is borrowing money to buy a car or borrowing money to buy a house, by all means do, but please understand the cost that you are paying for all this. Is it worthwhile? Do you want to pay, or do you prefer saving the money and then enjoying it rather than borrowing now and then repaying with your future income? These are all choices which you have to make. There is nothing right, nothing wrong. So make your choices after getting all the evidence that is necessary to make such decisions. Thank you.